Welcome back to the Meg and Maddie Show. Obviously, not in the studio today, and Maddie is not here with me. I'm in Sarasota, Florida, watching my little sister play in the Florida Gulf Coast League. She is on Team Impact, and today we have her and her teammate Rayna Blackwell on today. They both just survived the transfer portal, just committed to two new schools, and I'm excited to hear them talk about it and their reasons why for committing. Rayna is going to be a sophomore, and Maddie is going to be a redshirt sophomore, so her third year, but she just battled some injuries, and I'm excited to have them on to talk about that. And the Florida Gulf Coast League in general. Florida Gulf Coast League is like a summer baseball type deal, but for softball, it was the first ever of its kind, and now there's more starting to pop up, but this one is established and has taken off, and my older sister also played in it, so our family is super familiar. I never played. I had internships, but my sisters both played, and they love it, so I'm excited for her to share, both of the two girls to share. But yeah, so I'm excited to have them on, and you'll see them in the next clip. All right, y'all. I'm here with Mad Dog, Maddie Miklesh, and Rayna Blackwell, both players for the Impact Florida Gulf Coast League. We're going to start with Mad Dog. I've never called her anything but Mad Dog, so to call her Maddie now would just feel wrong. You were in the portal and committed to K-State. Why K-State?
As soon as I stepped onto their campus, it just gave me the home vibe. Like, their downtown looks exactly like our downtown back home. And talking with the coaches, they just made me feel like they've known me my whole life. Like, it was just super awesome.
You are now going into your red shirt sophomore year. So you got labrum surgery, and then you came back. That was a long comeback. Played for a little bit, started to kind of get back in the field, and then had to get surgery on your wrist. Talk about what it's like coming back from an injury.
I definitely learned a new role as a teammate. Not one on the field, but one in the on the bench. So learning that role was super fun and exciting. I got to see players fail and succeed, and just it was just a whole different perspective of the game and how much I truly did love it, knowing that I wasn't on the field to help out anybody, but being in the dugout and picking pitchers because I'm a catcher, so picking their pitches was a lot easier, and just really helping out my team.
What do you think you'll take? Hopefully next year you'll play. What do you think you'll take from that experience to the field?
I think it truly made me a better person and a player. So taking that experience and transforming it onto the field, just being a better teammate and understanding girls who are in my position that try to help them through it in a way.
Gotcha. You spent 2 years at DePaul in Chicago, Lincoln Park at that. You had one of the best spots.
Yeah,
for sure. What were your years at DePaul like?
They were fun. They were super fun. I loved my team, every bit of it. We had a really great chemistry. On and off the field, we were always together. As crazy as it sounds, you're together throughout the whole year, traveling and everything. But our team was just super connected, and we loved hanging out with each other.
What's your favorite memory at DePaul?
Probably this year, one of our freshmen that came in wasn't recruited as a catcher, but she was made into a catcher because of my injuries. And Abby was pitching, and she threw the ball back when Abby wasn't paying attention, and it hit Abby in the face.
I just remember seeing that on everyone's private story. I was like, how does that happen? Can you guys imagine? So they're both catchers. Can you imagine just throwing it? I don't know. I watched that back so many times, and Abby ate it.
Abby did eat it. She took it, and she was obviously bleeding, but then she continued pitching. But yeah, Brooke, the catcher, was I was just so nervous, and I just threw the ball back, but she wasn't paying attention. It was really funny.
That's wild. Okay, Rayna. Rayna has the coolest story ever. She graduated high school a year early.
Yep.
That is insane. Take us through that process. What was the talk like with your coaches and your parents and family?
Yeah, so I was committed to Winthrop University, but I decommitted because of the coaching change. And I kid you not, 2 days later, I get a call from Charlotte, and they were like, hey, we need you to come on a visit. And at that time, there was not a lot of catchers in the transfer portal, so they were kind of, how to figure something out. So I have been to Charlotte camps and stuff, so they called me up and were like, okay, we need you to come on a visit, but you would have to graduate now. So I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. So I went up there, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Fell in love with the girls, fell in love with the coaches. The campus is beautiful. And I honestly, like, they gave me a good offer, so I was just like, you know what, like, let's do it. So at that time, they only had one catcher, so that's why they needed me so bad, because they really needed someone to, fill in that spot. But I mean, I don't regret any decision I make. Honestly, it was awesome.
So you obviously need a certain amount of credits to graduate from high school. Did you like pack your schedule? Like what was your your senior year, really your junior year like?
So my high school was a little bit different. So like I took dual enrollment like my junior year. So my senior year, like I already had like classes like ready to go because it was like 2 weeks before like all that happened. So I like graduated, signed, and moved into my dorm all in 2 weeks because like I was about to go to high school my senior year. So it was crazy. But anyways, like I was only gonna take one class my senior year because I had pretty much like I was done with everything. So like honestly, that was like another reason why I did it because it was like I don't have anything else here. Like why sit at home like going to school for one class when I can go play college ball? So
yeah, and so you guys both had pitching or coaching changes. I mean, both your coaches went elsewhere. What I want to make the drop to UNC so sick. But so you committed to UNC.
Yep.
That is so cool. That's my dream school.
I know.
Like all-time dream school.
It was mine too.
We flew in at the same time. Mad Dog came and picked us up from the airport, and right away Mad Dog told me, she's like, she just committed. Like she's super excited. I'm like, I wanted to go there so bad. So you are now living my dream.
Oh,
but what made UNC so special?
Wow, just like I can go on a whole list. Like literally the first phone call I had with the coaching staff, I was like, this is where I want to go. Like, and not gonna lie, like my recruiting whole thing, like my junior year, like I wanted to go to UNC, but it just didn't work out. But so like when I like heard that they were interested in me after I transferred, I was like, let's go. Like I was so happy. And then like I committed like before I even went on the visit because that's how sure I was. Because like just talking with the coaches, like it was really like I felt like wanted, not like they needed me, if that make any sense. Like they literally just like praised me for all this stuff, and like all I saw was film. Like that was it. So I mean, they honestly like I can tell like I can be myself around them. It was so easy to talk to them. It was literally just like I was talking to just like someone I've known like my whole life. So that was like a big reason why I went. And then I went to my visit after I committed, and I was like, this is the best decision I've ever made. So it was awesome.
I love that. And you're gonna be at Jordan School. That is like the best. There's only like a couple. I know it's Michigan, UNC. I think there's one other Jordan school. So you guys get like the coolest gear, and you guys have the Jordan Classic.
A lot of shoes.
A lot of shoes. Okay, so being so young, you were 17 in college. You're playing with like 23-year-olds now because of COVID and everything.
Yep.
You had 11 or 13 starts, and a freshman getting starts to begin with is crazy. But what was it like playing, first of all, taking college classes so young? I know you said you took dual enrollment, so you're already in college classes in high school. But like taking that next step, moving out that a year early, like all that stuff without your parents, what was your first year of college like, being so young?
Yeah, I will say it was a big adjustment. Like the first 2 weeks, not gonna lie, they were rough. Like there were some tears. Like it was hard. Like just like because I didn't go through the whole like getting to know the coaches, getting to know the players. But so like the first 2 weeks, didn't know the campus, didn't know what I was doing. Like it was hard. But after like I got used to it and everything, I was like, okay, I can't do this, So then I was like fighting for that position. But at the end of the day, like I just took it as like an underdog mentality, like, and I love being like that. So I mean, I just went out there, had fun. Like even when I started, when I didn't, like I just went out there, gave it my all, had fun. Like it never really crossed my mind that the pitcher I was facing was 23 years old, honestly. But like it was a big adjustment because it felt weird because I was catching 23-year-olds. So I was like, okay, I'm trying to tell you that you missed your spot, but like I don't know. So
it's like their little sister,
like
literally.
Like I'm a baby. But so that was an adjustment. But at the end of the day, like I just had to tell myself, they need it, I need it. It just made me a better person, honestly.
Yeah, and I think it helps having people who trust you too, and I feel like that comes like they were probably weary at first, but then the trust comes.
Oh yeah.
So they both have siblings, obviously. Maddie, you had 2 older sisters that played Division I softball. Did you feel pressure that you had to play Division I softball?
No, not at all. I knew from an early age that I wanted to continue my softball career and I wanted to play at the highest level and I would do whatever it took. But having 2 role models such as you and Allie, like watching it happen and seeing you guys live out your dreams, like it just made me want it more.
That was really sweet. What was it like knowing you had two people that went through the same experiences as you or semi-similar situations as you to look up to and ask questions to? Did you feel like immediately like, I don't know, me coming in, Allie was a year older than me. So like freshman year to me, everything was still new to Allie. So she could guide me through like the difficult conversations of like, how do I get on the field? How do I do all this stuff? But Allie didn't give me much guidance, but you had a lot of guidance. So how was your freshman year coming into it? Did you feel super confident?
I did feel super confident. Not gonna lie, I talked to Allie a little bit more about it than you, but just like having those conversations with Allie, like I knew she would be straight up with me and she'd be like, this is what they're gonna say and this is how you need to respond. Mm-hmm. And so it was just super comforting, like knowing that I had you two to like help me through it.
Do you have anything you want to say to them? Maybe like a thank you or like, Meg, you might be the best sister.
Yeah, thank you guys for going through it first. So less tears on my end. But it was super exciting when you committed to Creighton and playing against you my freshman year. Yeah. There was, Mom made the cool shirts and we had a cool shout out and it was super fun.
My senior year, Mad Dog's freshman year, we played against each other. We played, so same for high school, obviously. We played 1 year together in high school, and that was super fun. He didn't really play that much.
No.
But that's okay. You were a freshman. I didn't even make varsity my freshman year. Can you believe that? I played 3 sports in high school. Was on varsity for the 2 I did not play in college, and then was on JV for softball my freshman year. Besides the point. But the shirts were super cool. It was like half of a Blue Jay, half of a Blue Demon. Yeah. And it had our names. That's and so then cool. It was my mom and all of our grandparents. Yeah. And my dad went to Clemson to go watch Allie play. Yeah. So because we always had to split up. There was never a full.
There was never, one parent was at one thing, and then sometimes we had a loner.
Grandparents were always there though. I always had someone at my games.
I didn't.
You know, I was the only one. No, listen to this. I was the only person to never have all of our family at one of our games. Because Allie got it her freshman year. I could have probably got it this year, but I didn't take my 5th year. And then you got it this year because no one else was playing.
Yeah.
So just know. You're sad that you don't get someone sometimes. I never had everyone.
The grandparents had you the most.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the favorite grandchild for sure. No Grandma problem. Sandy can attest. Okay. You have a 9-year-old brother.
Yep.
Any other siblings?
I have a younger sister. She's 14.
Younger sister?
Yeah.
Does she play sports?
She plays volleyball.
Volleyball? Is she looking to play in college?
Yeah, she's pretty good. She's going into her freshman year at high school, so she's getting there, but she wants to play college, so.
It starts there. I mean, freshman year is when it really starts.
Yeah.
And your 9-year-old brother?
Mm-hmm. He's playing baseball.
Baseball, anything else?
Nope, not, well, yes he does. He plays flag football.
Okay.
He's a QB. Okay, so he's pretty good. He's pretty good, not gonna lie.
He's going to be the next, like, I was going to say Joe Burrow, but he's probably going to be next to, like, Patty Mahomes.
I hope so. I mean, honestly, please.
To be the cool sister. What's it like getting to guide them, being the oldest?
Yeah, it honestly is so much fun. Like, they mean the world to me. Like, I would do anything for them. Like, just knowing that, like, I hope my little brother takes up baseball, but, like, my little sister, she tried softball. Didn't work out. She wants volleyball more. But, like, I play volleyball, so, like, I can help her in that aspect, too. So, just, like, you know, the car rides where I, like, come pick her up and I can talk all about volleyball because, like, I know what she's going through, know what, like, she's talking about and everything. So just, like, giving her guidance, like, I love that, you know, because I've been through it. I know how it is. And even with my little brother, like, him just having fun, you know, like, he, like, sometimes he'll complain about practice, but I'm like, okay, like, his name's Jax, like, come on now, like, you got to go to practice to get better. So I'm trying to, like, teach him those type of things. But I love being a big sister. Like, I want to give it up for the world. So
that's awesome. Yeah, you have 3 different perspectives here. You have a baby, the oldest, and then the middle. So obviously the middle feels left out, but you get the pleasure of guiding, and then the youngest one gets just to ride the wave, basically. Yeah. It's already said and done for you.
Yeah.
The process had been so easy.
No.
The recruiting process.
No. Not in that sense. Like,
you got to play in the clubs. Allie was a trial and error. I was the final go because Allie's going, and it worked out for me. Yeah. But then Dad knew what to put you in immediately.
Yeah, well, we have our own organization, Fire Pro, that we started, and Allie really wanted to leave to play for a better organization, but Dad wouldn't let her. And then I had the tough conversation with him about leaving to, like, go play for a better team. And the only reason he let me is because Allie went to him and was like, no, she needs to.
Well, also, that was peak COVID. So it was like you needed the most exposure you could get.
Yeah.
Because I was going through my JUCO, like trying to get back to D1 after JUCO process during the same time she was getting recruited. So like it was so hard because everyone's keeping their olders. They don't know what the rules are going to look like, all that stuff. That was a tough time in recruiting.
Yeah.
But now we're here at the Florida Florida Gulf Coast League. I practiced saying that so many times so I wouldn't mess it up. But in Sarasota, this is the first year for both y'all. How has this eased the transfer portal stress?
I mean, for me, honestly, like coaches watch, like we have a live video, coaches watch that. So I think that had a lot to do with like how much like people were reaching out to me, because like not gonna lie, like I didn't play that much in my freshman year. But at the same time, like I think that had a lot to do with it. Like I'm so grateful for this league. Like, and when I did transfer, because I decided to transfer while I was down here, like was not planning on transferring till my coaches left. But like I honestly was so grateful that I was down here, because like everything just like worked out like in its like perfect path, like honestly. So I think that's a big reason for it, like relieve the stress a lot. So
yeah, I was in the same situation. I wasn't planning on hopping in the portal when I first got down here, and then I ended up hopping into the portal. And you know, Coach Mike, he's an amazing guy. Allie played in this league, so he's known our family for a while, and just all the support that I got from Coach Leah and Coach Tiff and him and like everybody down here just willing to help and like help me find my new home. It was just a super easy transition. But one thing that was scary was I didn't see a lot of live at bats. So like coming down here and knowing I'm facing some Power 5 pitchers, and like then knowing that I was going into the portal, like kind of did put a little pressure, because it's like, well, I have to perform to show these coaches that I can do it. But
that's what this league's for, though. I mean, in the intro, I mentioned what like this league is, and it's for like the JUCO players trying to find their next home, transfer kids, and like freshmen and sophomores who didn't get a lot of ABs and like want to be able to go in their next year pretty confident. So I think that altogether is something super cool. But so summer baseball, this is basically summer baseball, but just this started about 4 or 5 years ago. How cool is it for women's sports that we are starting to get like the same things as guys and stuff? Talk about like what this league means for you in that aspect of like producing more women's sports and increasing women's sports.
Yeah, it's amazing, honestly. Like just the people that like new relationships you make coming down here, because at the end of the day, like it's a different atmosphere than college softball. You know, like down here, it's like you have fun, you work on things, you get to meet new people, and that's just so special. And it's just the fact that used to not be how it is. Like this used to be non-existent, and the fact that it is something now and it's growing even bigger. Like you have girls that just came from the World Series and they're playing down here, you know? So I mean, it's just amazing coming down here, just the new people you get to meet.
Yeah. She hit it on the spot.
I
think it's really cool. Like there's a baseball league back in our hometown, and now there's a softball league that just started this year. So I think that's pretty cool that that's starting up. And like girls who play in like lower level college, like when you hear Florida Gulf Coast League, you think big names, like big players. So I'm sure like for that to be like in our hometown in Wisconsin, out of all places, like it's pretty cool.
I think that's really cool. Your team is something different. I've been here. This was like my 4th game technically, but I think I've only seen like 2 games in like 3 innings. But you guys, like the way y'all walk in, the way y'all cheer in the dugout, I mean the personalities you have on the team and the chemistry y'all have. How did you guys get so close? Because y'all have only been playing for like a little over 2 weeks together. How did you guys get so close?
I think well, Sav, Leah, and Tiff have been playing in this league since it started. So having Tiff and Leah as our coaches, and then Sav getting a 5th year being here, like helped everybody like transition to it. And like there's girls on the team that I played in here last year. But yeah, I think everybody just like having some type of connection and then inviting everybody else. Like we all got super close, super fast. Like, and everybody like wants the best for everybody here. Like nobody is here to like poop on somebody. Like everybody, like as soon as we said that we were going into the portal, like everybody texted us like, we got you, like we can help you. Like it was just awesome.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just like this is my first year here, so like coming in, I was like, okay, y'all played together before, like all this kind of stuff. I could tell like there's friendships, but at the same time, like it just was such like a smooth transition. Like, I mean, like the first day, like we went out and we went to go get something to eat. Like, you know, like we just hang out like outside of softball too, which makes it so easy. Like down here, you're not competing for a spot. Like we're on a rotation. Like there's none of that. There's no team drama. Like there's just nothing. Like you're down here. Like we're getting everything paid for. Like it's a blessing that we're even down here. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to expose where y'all live, but these girls get to live in like these little trailers, and they each have a roommate. So there's like 2 per, and it's the coolest thing ever. I've been sleeping on the cot with Mad Dog. Real comfy. Real comfy over there. But I mean, it's just like cool. I didn't get to experience this because I just had internships every summer, but this is so cool.
Yeah.
But Mike and Charlie help coach the team, help kind of run the team. I haven't met Mike yet, but I've heard about Mike for the past 3 years.
You met him in Oklahoma.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
You could have probably left that out. Mike, I'm sorry I met you briefly. I've spent the last 2 days with Charlie, and Charlie's been perfect and so fun. Charlie does all the music. They have walk-up songs, and Charlie plays music in between innings. Mm-hmm. They are the coolest. What is it like playing for them?
We call Mike our absent father because he coaches for Vibe. Yeah. So he's always traveling with them. And when he does come, he's always like, all right, let's go get ice cream or let's go get dinner. Yeah. So it's just like a running joke that he's our absent father. But no, he's a great guy. Like I have only known Mike for a couple of years because Allie played with him, but I would do anything for him and Charlie. Like Charlie's always so supportive. Even if like today I just had a simple bunt to move a player and he came running in the dugout and he was like, that's so awesome. Like you did that. Like it's just so comforting knowing that like everybody is in your corner and it's just awesome.
Yeah, like Coach Mike, for me, he has seen me grow up. Like I think I knew him when I was like 12-ish, I think. So he has seen me like from a twig to like who I am now. Like literally it's been crazy. Like I would not be where I am without him. Like he's talked to UNC, he's talked to all these coaches for me. Like he is such a blessing in my life. But even Charlie, like I just met him, but he is the nicest guy I've ever met. Like the other day I needed a phone shipped and he was like, oh yeah, I got it. Like he just is so like just selfless, you know, like he just cares so much about you and he just met you. So I mean, they're both just amazing people. We're really in good hands.
Yeah. Charlie and I kind of do the same thing, just like talking into a microphone basically. So the second I got there, I went up to him, I'm like, hi, I'm the third Miklesh you haven't met yet, like whatever. And he was like, oh my God, wait, you do the podcast. How do you do that? Like, what is it like? And I was like, truthfully, it's already set up for me. Like I have a podcast studio at home. I show up and I click record and record on the microphones and then I hope for the best. And then I watch it back after. I was like, I have no idea. But my travel, I normally have a 70-pound suitcase that I travel with. I didn't really think I was going to work, but at the same time, I was like, this is too cool. Not to talk about. But so Charlie's a cool guy. But thank you guys for coming on. It's hot in this room. We're doing this outside because I thought it looked better than inside the trailer. But thank you guys for coming on. I'm excited to watch you for the rest of the week. And good luck.
Thank you for having us.
Yep.
Thank you, Rayna and Maddy. I am so fortunate to have you guys on. I'm excited to watch them grow up and continue playing the game. Pro softball, by the time they're done, is going to be something so different, and I'm so excited to see where it's at and where they're at. I'm excited to follow them through the rest of their college career. This was super awesome. I love talking to women in sports. I'm just excited and super blessed and excited to be in Florida soaking up the sun. We'll come back at you next week. Maddy, I miss you. Kiss you later. To everyone else, adios. See you next week.